Honestly, I identify myself a nature lover, and I constantly seize possible opportunities to immerse myself in the beauty of nature, to uplift my mood and help me to shy away from the feeling of boredom and tiredness. So, in the past, I used to visit a place in my hometown, and I will tell you about it. Honestly speaking, I'm residing in the countryside. Even though it is not terribly far from Ho Chi Minh City, I still fall in love with the tranquil and serene atmosphere of this place, and it is not as bustling and crowded in parallel with metropolitan cities. And I'm a student and I have to be occupied with my overwhelming workload, so I don't have adequate time to go to many places in my hometown. So in the past, when I was coping with my depression, a friend of mine invited me to go to the local park located in the heart of my hometown. Initially, I was hesitant to go there since I had to accomplish my assignments. However, after a bit of thought, I realized that I should have some time to decompress, so I went there. And the first moment when I set foot to that place, I was astonished by the tranquil and fresh atmosphere of this local park. There were not many people, so the atmosphere was really calm and peaceful. Not to mention that it was really fresh because there were a variety of trees in that park, so I could distance myself from the bustling lifestyle as well as my depressing schedule to totally immerse myself in the beauty of nature. So I could play some sport with my friends and strengthen my body stamina. So overall, I had a great desire to go to that local park in my countryside. First question, is there anything special about the countryside in Vietnam? Well, I believe there are certain unique characteristics of various regions in my nation. We are an agricultural country, so we have an advantage in terms of geographical circumstances. So, in the countryside, we have the Red River Delta in the north or the Mekong Delta in the south, both of which are internationally well known, and inhabitants might take advantage of the favorable conditions and fertile soil to produce plants and fruit trees for local consumption as well as export to other countries. Not to mention that in the countryside, indigenous people are known for being hospitable and kind, so they are always willing to offer a hand to help others in some manner. Second question, what do people usually do when going to the countryside? Well, I think there are a range of things that individuals can participate in when they travel to remote locations. For instance, some individuals can participate in farming activities such as feeding animals or traveling to rice paddy fields or growing rice, or they can cultivate other plants. Furthermore, the countryside generally includes a lot of rivers and canals where people might row the boat or catch fish in the river. Local residents like to use ingredients from their natural surroundings, so we can try unique cuisines and traditional meals by cooking with locals when we visit those remote areas. Third question, do you think people will live in the countryside in the future? I can't speak for everyone because it depends on their perspective and personalities. However, I believe that the bulk of people will continue to live in cities because they need to maintain their employment, and metropolitan cities can generate a wealth of favorable conditions for them to further their professional ladder. So, I think in the future, people will have the propensity to have a second residence in the remote regions, where they can occasionally pay a visit to those places and release their tension, as well as shy away from the accelerated pace of life in major cities.
Ok, bây giờ chúng ta cùng nhau học từ mới nha. Đầu tiên chúng ta sẽ có parallel, có nghĩa là song song. Ví dụ như mình nói là hai đường thẳng song song là parallel. Nhưng mà cái cụm in parallel with có nghĩa là so sánh với cái gì đó, và nó tương tự với compare to hoặc là in comparison with. Một cụm từ tiếp theo chúng ta có là set foot to some place, có nghĩa là đặt chân tới một nơi nào đó. Vì mình nói là mình vừa mới đặt chân đến một cái nơi nào đó thì mình nói là I first set foot to that place. Chúng ta có một cụm tiếp theo nữa, đó là strengthen my body endurance hoặc là strengthen my body stamina. Stamina ở đây có nghĩa là sức bền. Vậy thì cái cụm từ này có nghĩa là củng cố cái sức bền của cơ thể. Khi mà chúng ta muốn nói về việc tập thể dục hay gì đó, chúng ta có thể sử dụng cụm từ này. Tiếp theo chúng ta sẽ có một tính từ đó là fertile. Fertile có nghĩa là màu mỡ. Vậy thì fertile soil có nghĩa là đất đai màu mỡ. Một tính từ khác nói về tính cách con người đó là hospitable. Hospitable có nghĩa là hiếu khách, thân thiện, và nó tương tự với một số tính từ khác như là welcoming, friendly hoặc là sociable. Một danh từ khác liên quan đến countryside có nghĩa là canals. Canals ở đây là kênh rạch nhỏ, một cái kênh nhỏ, nhỏ hơn con sông và người ta đào để tưới tiêu hoặc là để di chuyển vào những cái vùng sâu sâu ở trong á, thì mình gọi là canals. Và cuối cùng khi mà mình nói về đa số á, thì thay vì mình nói the majority of thì mình có thể thay bằng the bulk of. The bulk of có nghĩa là đa số mọi người sẽ làm gì đó.